Hi guys, I'm here today to do my week 3 and 4 of June weekly wrap up. I read a total of 14 books, so I'm just gonna get started. The first one I read was Hooking Him by Aurora Rhodes Reynolds. This is book 3 in the How to Catch a Alpha series. This came out on the 16th of June. I give this 4 out of 5 stars. This follows this follows Anna and Calvin, and I enjoyed this. Yeah. And then I read Reborn Yesterday by Tessa Bailey. This is book 1 in the Phenomenon Fate series. And this is follows Ginny, who is a mortician, and Jones, who is a vampire, and one day he ends up in her morgue, and someone's trying to kill Ginny, and it's their story. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Listen to this on audio, and this came out on the 16th of March. And this met the challenge on Sunpack for Fated Folly, which is to have a group of vampires, shifters, gang, and something. Read a paranormal with that. So that was that. And then I reread Night by Kristen Ashley. This also met the challenge for Passion Place, which was to read a BDSM erotic romance. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. Listen to this on audio. And this is book 1 in the Unfinished Hero series. This follows Anya and Night, and I enjoyed it. And then I read The Warlord Wants Forever by Kersley Cole. This is book 1 in the Immortals After Dark, or point 5. This met the challenge for Sunpack The Vault, which is to read a new paranormal author. This was the first book by this author I've read. I listened to this on audio from my library. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. This follows Mist and why can't I think of his name? Nikolai. And Mist is a like a witch type thing, and then Nikolai is a warlock. This is a marriage of convenience, arranged marriage. Yes. I'm just making sure. Yep. And then I read His Sweet Reward by Alexa Riley. This was book number 4 that I read for the romance a-thon. This follows Brooklyn and Dash. And Brooklyn is on a dating website, and all of her friends have dated Dash, and they say he's not a very good date, and she has a date with him that night, and it's their story. I gave this 3.5 out of 5 stars. This came out on May 25th. Then I read Stolen to Remember by Alexa Riley, which came out on the 23rd of June. No, not the 23rd, the 17th of June. I gave this 3.5 out of 5 stars. This follows Collins, who gets in an accident and can't remember, and then she wakes up with Cade, who is her husband, and it's their story. I gave this 3.5 out of 5 stars. And then I read Wild Highway by Denby Perry. This came out on the 23rd of June. This is book 2 in the Runaway series. This also was book 6 for the Romance Readathon. Also, Stolen to Remember was book 5. So this is book 2 in the Runaway series. This follows Gemma and Easton. Gemma just sold her company and is going across to California to drop off a Cadillac, and on the way she decides to return back to Montana, where she left one of her friends and wants to apologize, and then she meets Easton. It's a second chance romance with them. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. Really enjoyed it. And then the one I don't have, let me look. I haven't said I read this yet on Goodreads, so, but it was the Read Me Romance podcast for the first week of what I'm talking about. I haven't read, the, Read Me Romance podcast for this week, but it is, It Takes Two or something. Yeah, It Takes Two by Nikki Sloan. I'm trying. I don't know. It's the prequel of In Her Blindfolded Club. Point 5. This follows Nina, and she is going to shoot a porn because she needs money. So she goes to the set and she realizes that she's not only going to have one partner, she's going to have 2 partners, and it's that. I enjoyed it. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. Yeah, or 3.5 out of 5 stars. And yes. So those are all of the Kindle books I've read. Now onto my physical. The first one I have is Violent Trumpet by Jessica Hawkins. This is book 3 in the White Monarch series. This is the third and final book in this trilogy. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Listen to this on audio. And this is the conclusion of Natalia's story. So, yes, I enjoyed it. Overall, the series was a 4 out of 5 series. I really enjoyed the cartel and darkness of it, and I'm excited to read more Jessica Hawkins. Then I read Within These Walls by J.L. Berg. This is book 1 in the Wall series. This follows Lila and Jude. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Listen to this on audio, and this meant the challenge for Romanceopoly on the Sun Pack for emergency service, which is to read a book with a medical person. And this follows Layla, who has a heart condition, and she's in the hospital, and then Jude is her nurse, and it's their story. 4 out of 5 stars. I'm excited to continue on with this duology, and yes. Then, for the start of Romanceopoly, I read, Romance-a-thon, I read Intercepted by Alexa Martin. This is book 1 in the Play book series. This follows Marley and Gavin. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Listen to this on audio. First book by this author and book 1 for Romance-a-thon. And this met the challenge for new to me author. and yes. I should also mention that Wild Highwayman, the challenge for 2020 release. But this follows Marley and Gavin. Marley is engaged, or not engaged. She's the girlfriend of a Mustang player, and she goes to WAGs meetings, and she's waiting for her boyfriend to get engaged with her. And then they break up, and Gavin, who she had a one-night stand with like 4 years ago, just came, and he's now the new quarterback of the Mustangs. And it's their story. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. And then I read Fumble by Alexa Martin. This is book 2 in that series. I listened to this on audio from my library. This is book 2 I read for the Romance-a-thon, and this met the challenge of illustrated cover. I gave this 3.5 out of 5 stars. This follows Poppy and TK. This is a second chance romance. They were high school sweethearts. And then Poppy gets pregnant, and TK doesn't want it, and she moves away, and it's 11 years later, and it's their story. Then I read Blitz by Alexa Martin. This is book 3 in the Playbook series. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. This was the third book I read for Romance-a-thon. This follows Bryn, who is the owner of Hers, which is a bar in the series, and Maxwell, who is a player on the Mustangs. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I listened to this on audio, and yes. And then finally, I read If I Never Met You by Von Reed McFarlane. This was a group read for the Romance-a-thon. This met the challenge for fake dating, or favorite trope, because this is fake dating, and that's one of my tropes, and 5 or more titles. Did I talk about all of the... Yeah, illustrated cover, new release, favorite trope, new to you author, and 5 or more titles. Yeah, I did all the challenges. I'm just making sure I talked about them. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I wasn't a huge fan of this book. It follows Lori, who recently got dumped by her boyfriend, and then she finds out that he was cheating on her, and who he was cheating on her with ends up pregnant, and she's trying to move on from that. And then one of her co-workers, Jamie, is looking to get promoted, and they decide to fake date so he has a better chance of getting promoted. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I listened to this on audio. First book by this author. This came out on March 24th. I read this for book number 7 of Romance-a-thon. Sunpack and Moonpack Lady Lane, which is a woman's fiction. I would say this is more of a woman's fiction than it is a romance. So I'm going to count it for that. So yes. But those are all 14 of the books I read the last 2 weeks. Sorry if this video is a little long. If you want a book review on any of these, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.